So yeah, excuse me, if you don't know, you're about to know right now. You're about to learn. Education. I just seen an old student that I used to teach, so I just wanted to say hi. But yeah, so like all the feedback I appreciate, and it pushes me to go harder. It inspires me to do different things. It inspires me to get better, you know. I don't necessarily think I need singing lessons, but maybe I do. I just like to sing. I'm not thinking about being, you know, having the best pitch. I'm not thinking about hitting the notes right and all that. I'm just writing music and singing songs because that's what I like to do. And over time, I know that I'm gonna get better just by singing. You feel me? But I'm sure that like singing lessons will help, so I do consider it. I'm not like against it. I want to get better. So I appreciate the advice. I appreciate the criticism because I want to get better. People telling me my sound quality is a little off. I want to have better sound quality. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for letting me know, because I would never know, and I'm just making music and not necessarily think about the quality. So everything I use to inspire me, to push me, you feel me? So like that comes when we're passionate, you know, and diligent about our work. When we're diligent about the things that we do on an everyday basis. I am passionate and diligent about my work and creativity. I appreciate the motives of others for the different perspectives it has given me. The motives of others, people listen to my music for different things. Therefore, people have different motives. And I appreciate the fact that everyone listens to my music for different things. I appreciate the fact that everyone can give me different advice because I'm utilizing it and think about how to get better. I'm not like one of those people who don't want criticism. I want the criticism. I want you to tell me that I need singing lessons. I want you to tell me that my audio quality could be better. Thank you, because I'm going to work on it. It might not be on the time you think it needs to be worked on, but it will be worked on in due time, because I appreciate the criticism and I want to always get better and better. This is about success. This is about getting better. This is about growing. This is about developing. This is about becoming our best self. You feel me? So that's what we are here for, and that's what I want to do. So how everyone is you know, have different motives is a good thing. And I feel like a lot of times we want people to all be on the same page. We want people to all be like us. We want people to all think like us. But that won't allow us to grow for real. If the whole world, if everyone was the same, if everyone looked the same, thought the same, acted the same, and this was all like a very, you know, it would be a very mundane, boring experience, because there would be no differences, and differences is what allow us to come together and learn from each other. It's what allow us to grow and you know, and just, you know, it's just what makes people our differences, you feel me? But even when it comes to my podcast, like, I enjoy doing the podcast. You know, I'm passionate about it. I can see me doing this for years and years to come. I want to do this for a long time because it allows me to see my growth, and it allows me to think about the ways that I want to enhance and better myself. This is the podcast where we speak about the habits that it takes to create a successful life, you know? So it's allowing me to actually to reflect on these things, you feel me? So I want to do this for a long time because I always want to get better and better and grow and think about how I'm affecting the people in my life. Think about how I'm, you know, becoming more positive, becoming more effective, becoming more wealthy, becoming more, you know, productive. I want to always be doing this, so I can do this podcast for a very long time. I want to think about how to do it more effective. I want to think about how to do it time effective, you know, maybe spend one day recording all podcasts so I don't have to record every day, you know, stuff like that. So I'm always thinking about ways to get better. And the same thing, people give me different feedback. Some people listen to it for entertainment. Some people listen to it for the message. Some people listen to it just to support Quindell, because they're my friend, my frat brother, my family, my, you know, supporters, whatever. So, and I appreciate that people can get something different from the podcast. You feel me? Some people gonna actually listen to it for the message and actually be inspired by it. Some people gonna actually just enjoy it for entertainment purposes. Whatever people are getting from it, I appreciate that people can get whatever they want from it, because that is the beauty of life, you know? Just like if you have $100, we all gonna spend it in a different way, and that's the beauty of it, you know? Some people are gonna spend it in one day, some people are gonna spend it in a week, some people are never gonna spend it, they're gonna save and invest it. So it's whatever, you know? That is the beauty of life, you feel me? So All of these things are inspiring. The fact that I can spend $100 in one day is inspiring. Different motives are inspiring. The fact that I can spend $100 in one day is inspiring. The fact that I can spend it in a week is inspiring. The fact that I can invest it and spend it never, save it, and give it to my kids later, is inspiring. Whatever ways we have, all the alternative ways we have to go about life is inspiring. How people approach their lifestyles, their work, their passion can be applied to how I approach mine. And this is the beauty of life. If a basketball player does a huddle and a handshake, before they start a game, in order to hype themselves up and get mentally ready for it, I can do the same before I sing a song, and before I sing a song in public, before I perform. I can do the same thing. I can do a huddle with my friends and do a handshake in order to hype myself up to be ready to sing. It's the same thing. If a doctor spent 8 years in school practicing before securing their career and starting it, I can do the same thing with music. Malcolm Gladwell, in his book Outliers, talks about the fact that it takes 10,000 hours, on average, 10,000 hours of practice in order to master a talent. 10,000 hours of practice in order to master a habit. So I look at the doctor's 8 years of learning as the 10,000 hours of practice, you feel me, to master being, being a doctor, or to master the confidence of being a doctor, to master to be able to utilize everything this doctor have learned over this 8 years in an effective way, to be a good doctor, you feel me? So in the book Outliers, he talked about the Beatles had 10,000 hours of performing before they were well known. He talked about Bill Gates had 10,000 hours of learning about computers and programming and coding before becoming the Bill Gates that everyone known, and other examples too. So we have 10,000 hours of practice. So I can direct that same energy towards myself. Let me get 10,000 hours of practice of singing, and then I'll know that I've mastered it, and that allows me to be patient. A lot of times we want to have things immediately. We think because we are super talented at singing, then we should be noticed now. We think because we are super talented at basketball, we think we are super talented at, whatever, the reward should come immediately. But how about the 10,000 hours of practice? Within that 10,000 hours of practice, the habits will be built, and not just the talent, but the habits, maybe the way we approach it, how we accept it, our joy in it, because sometimes things is hard, and 10,000 hours will make the things that's hard easy. It's become second nature, and when things become second nature, we can do it without the initial struggle. Over the 10,000 hours, we'll be able to have a different mindset from someone who's just starting. Someone who's just starting might need a push. You might not need no more inspiration after 10,000 hours. It's second nature. Someone who just started might need to fail before succeeding. You might not need to fail before succeeding, after 10,000 hours of practice. Someone who just started, might I don't know, like someone who just, I do know, but someone who just started might, it's just different. Someone who just started might need to get on, might not have no hours, but they got all the passion. Someone compared to someone who's been doing 10,000 hours, passion is different now. You feel me? Like passion is out the window now. It's just all second nature. So like everything that we do in life can be, motivating. Everything that someone else can do, watching someone practice hard on their life can inspire me, and my passion, my creativity can push others. You know, by people watching me getting my 10,000 hours in on this podcast, people watching me getting my 10,000 in on singing, people watching me getting my 10,000 in on writing books and whatever I do can inspire others, just as everything that other people do inspire me. I'm inspired by everything, just everything that people do, I'm inspired by, and I love it. You know, I love the fact that we can have different perspectives. I love the fact that people can criticize, people can give advice, that people can have different points of views. And what I want to learn, I want to get my 10,000 hours in accepting others. I want to get my 10,000 hours in being happy. I want to get my 10,000 hours in being creative and doing all the ideas that come to my mind. And I want everything that everyone has to say about what I am learning and what I am putting my energy toward to inspire me. You feel me then? If you don't know, you're about to know right now. You're about to learn. Education. Let's go.